All right, good evening, good afternoon. The Ways and Means will come to order. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Davis.
Present.
Alderman Moore. Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderwoman Howard.
Present.
Alderwoman Murphy.
Here.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Here.
Alderman Muhammad.
Present.
Chairman Williamson.
Here.
7 present.
All right, today we just have a few things on the agenda. Shouldn't be a long meeting at all. So I'm going to make a motion to reconsider Board Bill number 1. My
Second.
entertainment.
Second. I make a motion to reconsider Board Bill number 1. Second.
It's been moved and second. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Moore. Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard.
Aye.
Alderwoman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad.
Aye.
Chairman Williamson.
Aye. Okay, reconsider his passed. I will do pass recommendation. Now I have I'd like to entertain another motion to pass out Board Bill number 1 as amended.
I move we pass Board Bill number 1 as amended.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, I would like to talk about that.
Seconded by Alderwoman Murphy.
I did it. She seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Okay.
Alderwoman Davis.
All right, well, let's call the roll first.
No, well, then I'm going to step out.
And you'll be able to talk about it if you want to.
No, because I'm going to pass something without what I was told, and I was told that John
Okay.
was going to have the opportunity to...
I've already talked to the alderman now, but we had all this squared away. So,
If it's squared away, then I'm fine.
are you okay?
I just want to make a comment, though. But
Okay, go
I
ahead,
can
make-
wait. I can wait if necessary.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to vote it out. This is a real important bill. And then we'll discuss anything you want to talk about. Okay, so where are we at? Call the roll, Mr.
This
Clerk,
is the roll call for.
to pass out Board Bill number 1 as amended. Yes, sir.
Previous rule.
Second. Second, okay.
There's no second, there's no objection.
No objection.
Okay.
Previous
Board-
roll.
Previous roll is with the, Board Bill number 1 has been passed out as amendment. All right, so we can open it up for any questions that anyone has. So who wants to go to first? Alderman Muhammad or Alderman Vaccaro?
Alderman Muhammad.
Would you like to
Defer
go?
to-
No, I yield to the senior member.
Go ahead.
No, John, I just want to make sure that, I did have a long talk with Antonio French last night, and in the past, we did do something similar, which brought more rangers, and the rangers were supposed to be in O'Fallon Park. They kept them in there for about that summer, according to Antonio, and then they kept them in there for that summer, according to Antonio, but then moved them out. What might be a different approach is we may need to do a board bill in through public safety, actually saying the rangers have to be in there. Because according to Antonio, even if we pass this and provide more money for more rangers, there won't be a guarantee that they'll end up where you want them to end up. And he feels that's what happened to him. So, and I have a lot of respect for Antonio. And so I thought the thought process might be that we need to do a board bill through public safety, actually placing those officers there.
That's strictly up to the Alderman of the 21st. I think he needs to take care of that. It's his ward. If he wants to do a board bill, we're all here willing to help him if we possibly can, but I think it's his ward, so.
And I understand that, but that's what I'm just explaining what Antonio had said
Okay.
last night.
All right, point taken. Go ahead, Alderman, you got anything to say?
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want this to be on record. I thank you, Chairman Williamson, for your willingness to work with the mayor and the Board of E&A in trying to provide and solve vital budgetary problems in this current budget process. Most specifically, working with the mayor and other aldermen and city leaders and our budget director, Paul Payne, to continue to fund the Neighborhood Stabilization Office. I think that that is noteworthy, and I thank you for your leadership on that. But the city of St. Louis must live within its means. Our government has to do what families across our city, especially in wards in North St. Louis, has done for years. We have to cut what we can't afford to pay. We have to cut to provide for what really matters. We need to categorically invest in what will stimulate economic growth while providing the confidence that will come with a comprehensive plan that reduces city deficits and budget shortfalls over the long term. I believe in an approach that we need to go through the budget line by line, looking for waste without shortchanging services and programs and the things that are essential to our city's future. We cannot balance the budget on the backs of taxpayers and our city's low-income families. It all comes down to for the need to properly prioritize when it comes to protecting public and taxpayers' dollars. And I look forward to this process. I look forward to this process next fiscal year. And I look forward to continually working with you, the Vice Chairwoman, Alderwoman Davis, and any other alderman in establishing a comprehensive budget that includes vital city services for the areas that need it the most. I do not want to be a thorn in holding up our city's budget, as I do understand that we need to get this passed by a certain time. So I will not be voting in opposition, but I will be voting in abstention from the budget. And again, I thank you for your leadership in working with various city leaders to get this budget passed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Alderman Holland. Very well said, and we appreciate your leadership and appreciate your comment that you made. And I know you're dealing with a frustrating situation, dealing with Fairground and O'Fallon, but we're here to help and assist you any way possible. The budget's a little tough, but at the same time, I think that there's some things that we can do, along with the mayor, the police chief, and the public safety director, to really assist you on some of the needs and criminal activity that have been taking place in those parks, because those parks are very, very important for families to be at, and they need to be safe. And it's a shame when you can't be able to frequent a park and take your family to a park in order to enjoy the activities in the park without dealing with danger. So we appreciate what you're doing. We understand your frustration, and you know, any help that I could be, and I'm sure any other alderwoman and alderman feel the same way. So, you know, we got your support, and we're here to help you out any way we can. Do we have any more comments?
Very quickly,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Vice Chair Lady, yes.
I just wanted to echo some of the things that you have said in reference to our freshman alderman, because it is very frustrating, some of the things that we have to deal with, and I'm experiencing some of the same things that he is in my parks as well. Actually, I've seen things the worst in the last 3 weeks that I have the entire time I've been alderperson. Things have changed in our communities. People are taking liberties and ignoring just human decency, and we just cannot allow that to happen. So we will all be working together to solve these problems, and I believe that we can. Thank you.
Mayor.
Thank you. Yes, Alderwoman Howard, please.
Again, I would like to echo some of these concerns. They are not indicative of only North Side. They are indicative throughout the city, South Side, North Side, West Side, wherever you are in the city. Public safety is a concern in our parks, in our streets, in our public spaces. I think that, you know, as the Board of Aldermen, we know we have a limited budget. We are suffering a crisis here in every part of our city as it relates to public safety and families willing to stay and forgo and be part of the solution. It's a big ask, but I think hitting them in the pocketbook again is untenable. And I think that we need to provide the services as best we can for all of the citizens of St. Louis. Again, south side, north side. There is no Delmar divide with crime here in the city. So I think we need to work together, and we need to face this head on as the Board of Aldermen and bring some solutions to our people. That's all I have to say, but I think passing this budget is the right thing to do as it stands and move forward and make our city safe for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Would you like to say something, Alderman Vaccaro? Sure,
Comment,
go ahead.
just based off the other comments. I understand that we're in a tight budget. I understand that. But my concern always was that everyone would have their say, because when you look at the budget, there's a lot of areas in that budget that, whether you feel necessary or I feel, or maybe I don't feel something's necessary, it was the, I think that we could have did better on looking at what could have been cut, because what's more important, what's less important. We plan our home budgets, we plan vacations, but if the icebox breaks down, we still don't go on vacation, we fix the icebox. So, I mean, and I understand, Alderman John's issues, and I was good friends with the previous alderman that was over there, and I understood the issues then, and I see the amount of times, and again, talking to Antonio last night, where promises are made but never kept. And, so again, I agree there's a tight budget, but I'm anxious for the audit to come out. I think what you're going to find is there's probably plenty enough room in this budget to add more public safety. And I believe if we're going to keep the city viable, I think public safety is going to be the #1 issue, no matter whose neighborhood it's in. So I agree it's a tight budget, but I also wonder if there's a lot of stuff in that budget that could have been changed or done differently, where public safety would be more of a priority. And it's just a comment. I understand it's a tight budget, but it's just a comment.
Okay, well, we all know public safety is very important, and we all know that, we have a shortage of police officers, around 120, 130 police officers down that we need for the city of St. Louis. So I think once we shore that up, and that's not going to solve all our problems today, but I believe it would help a lot. Once we can up our manpower, I think that's very important when it comes to public safety, and that's what we really need to do. But appreciate everybody's comment. I just want to go over some of the highlights of the budget. It's a tough budget, but we do have some good points in this budget, thanks to Proposition P, that we can really look forward to. Budget director has kind of went over this with us several times, so I'm just going to run through it real briefly, just to kind of give some highlights of the budget and what we have to look forward to on the positive end. Okay, first of all, the ward capital has been restored. All 28 wards will receive $328,000 per ward, so that's good. We upped the total amount of funding for building demolition, so building demolition will be $3,675,000. The recreation program will receive $975,000, so that's great. The breakdown on that $975,000 is $375,000 will go for 11 full-time employees for recreation, and then $600,000 of that will be submitted out to RFPs to give incentives to different organizations to partner with the recreation program in the city of St. Louis. The Homeless Outreach Fund is at $775,000. The breakdown of the $775,000 is $75,000 will be going to a public administrator who will advocate for homeless individuals. You have another 100,000 that will hire 2 outreach coordinators out of that. 600,000 will make improvement to the Biddle House that is located downtown for the homeless shelter. The mediation program will receive $200,000 for the mediation, thanks to Alderwoman Howard who submitted that board bill, and we appreciate that. So that's $200,000 for the mediation program. We have $900,000 that would be going to the police cadet program. That's a very important program, I think, especially with dealing with the city of St. Louis, especially when it comes to hiring African-American police officers throughout our community. So that's a cadet program. It's like an internship that will reach out to some of the high school kids, some of the kids who are in junior college, to hopefully get them to join the police force of the city of St. Louis. $3 million will be going to the city reserve to help our credit rating, so that's always helpful. And then we'll be getting $5.5 million for affordable housing. That's been raised, so that's very helpful. $275,000 will be going to youth jobs. $575,000 will be going to the state auditor. We'll have an audit coming up from the state of Missouri. That audit should cost us somewhere in the ballpark of $1.5, $1.7 million. And then a $200,000 that will be going to the air conditioners to the MSI, also known as the workhouse. So that's it. So if there's no more comments of any of our aldermen, I appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate working together with all the women and all the men on this Ways and Means Committee. It's been very enlightening. So we'll stand adjourned. Thank you.